to have someone over to do a home repair? And how can you catch the virus while traveling? Dr. Mallika Marshall is here to answer your coronavirus questions.
Marianne writes, household maintenance services are now overdue. Is it safe to have service techs for AC and house cleaning in your home for several hours? So if you're at high risk, it's still not a great idea. But if you have to have someone in your home, ask them to wear gloves, ask them to wear a mask, try to open up windows to improve ventilation if possible, and try to keep a safe distance. And then once they leave, try to disinfect the areas that they may have touched. Our next question comes from Leonard, who asks, can you get the coronavirus from holding hands and kissing? So yes, because doing those things puts you in close contact with someone else. And if that someone else is infected with the virus, then you could become infected too. And that's because you might inhale contaminated respiratory droplets. After holding hands, you might touch your contaminated hands to your face, or you might be exposed to their contaminated saliva. Peter in Shrewsbury writes, can you catch COVID-19 from a toilet seat, say while traveling? So it's highly unlikely, and that's because the virus doesn't penetrate your skin. So someone would have to cough or sneeze on a toilet seat. You would touch it with your hands and then touch your hands to your face, and under any circumstances, that's not a good idea. The biggest risk is inhaling respiratory droplets. So if you use a public restroom, wear a mask, get in and out as quickly as possible, and make sure you wash your hands off really well after touching the faucet or a doorknob, for example. Pat asks, is it safe to play sax, clarinet, and other woodwinds with small groups outside during a pandemic? So as wonderful as that sounds, and I can sort of imagine people in the park playing instruments, probably not a great idea to play woodwind instruments, and that's because those require you to forcibly exhale to make sound, and therefore you're releasing respiratory droplets into the air. And even if you're spaced 6 feet apart, conceivably you could inhale other people's contaminated respiratory droplets. So I don't know, maybe you could play the guitar or maybe you could play the bongos, but probably not a good idea to play woodwinds.